Salve, this is PTSD Manga, and this is a really surprise manga that I got a physical release because this was just canceled after 18 chapters. So this is the Hunters Guild Red Hood. This is volume 1 of 3, and basically it's basically a grim take on grim fairy tales. So basically,
the Hunters Guild Red Hood, in a world where fairy tales are fact and humans live in fear of werewolves, witches, and monsters. Only the Hunters Guild can keep the monsters at bay. These red-hooded fighters are anything but little, and only those able to pay a king's ransom can afford their services, but it's a small price to stay alive. In the isolated hamlet, a boy named Bello, who wants nothing more than to protect his beloved neighbors from the werewolves terrorizing the town. But even the town's mayor, its most skilled huntsman, is unable to handle the situation on his own anymore. In a desperate attempt to save his people, the mayor hires the Hunters Guild to exterminate the werewolf. But after the mayor bankrupts himself into affording the guild's services, below, the citizens are disappointed when a little girl in a red hood named Grimm, with 2 M's, shows up instead of the big, strong hunter they were expecting. Bello is skeptical of Grimm's ability to handle the werewolf. Surely the mayor has been scammed, right? Will Bello and the hamlet ever live happily ever after?
well, probably not, right? So basically, that's Red Riding Hood, and she is cursed by a witch, where basically, like 3 hours a day she can use a clock, and then she can become an adult, and then basically whatever. So this guy was basically the assistant from My Hero Academia, and he was pretty upset, I guess, that it got canceled. And you can see, you really don't want to be getting from Amazon, because you can see how bent this was. Look at the copy I got from Amazon, right? And I've had stuff on this to try to weigh it down. So this one I got from Barnes & Noble. One of the things with this is the werewolves are sort of depicted a little oddly, and you can see, here's the Viking wolf that I have. I never really wore it, but basically the Viking wolf pendant shows a wolf in a Norse style with its body twisted and stretched almost beyond recognition. Probably it was originally carried by a warrior who saw a spirit friend in the wolf. This is a reproduction of the piece that is about 1,000 years old. Made in USA. So what's kind of funny about this is right now I have an American Werewolf in London on, and recently I got the best werewolf movie ever, and everybody knows that's The Howling 2, and if you don't know that, then you probably don't know anything. So let's get a look at what's in this book. So basically, Yuki Kawaguchi, thank you for picking up this book. I really hope you enjoy it. But will you really enjoy it? I'm scared. Please save me. Yuki Kawaguchi is a former assistant to the creator of My Hero Academia, Koshia. He published a number of one-shots in Japan from 2018 to 2020. In 2020, he published the one-shot for Red Hood, which won the 14th Gold Future Cup Award. It was the last serialized in Weekly Jump as the Hunters Guild Red Hood in 2021. I kind of wish that they would include like the one-shot maybe like with the volumes, as that would probably be cool. So you can kind of see if I can get this thing open. And the funny thing is I'm like right-handed. But okay, basically there's some like extra things, like he has some extra art and stuff, but there's not much else. And this is like, it's going to be 3 volumes. And how many chapters is this volume? Let's see. Okay, so the contents, you basically have, here you have see, without the color pages you lose a lot. So basically the first chapter is the Red Huntress, then the next chapter is Dodu and Narayo. I think that guy Dodu, I think that's the guy's same name from The Howling 2, or a name similar to that. Third chapter of Werewolves and Hunters. Fourth chapter, Plans. Fifth chapter, Smoke Signals, and then that's part 1. Then part 2 is chapter 6, The Outside World, and chapter 7, The Ironworks. So basically the thing with this is they have basically a bit of a unique style with the way they do their werewolves. So yeah, I don't want to spoil this, so I'm going to keep this away from like spoilers. But basically here's Bello. And you know, this is like a Peter and the Wolf type of thing. you know, a lot of things. What's interesting is this is like they have silver, but silver's not that strong because werewolves in this they can regenerate. So they have something called like wolfium. So that's the guy. He has like a special axe. I'm a bit of a casual Grimm fan. What I will say with the axe is like I have the Grimm, you know, the Brothers Grimm, the Blu-ray from the movie, and basically that one is a yeah. Basically, they have a magic axe in that too, and like it's the girl's father, and he can turn into like a wolf or a werewolf. And you can see she had like a bunch of different things, like different tools. So she starts out in that sort of form, and she has like a special clock that lets her turn into this for like 3 hours. So basically, the wolfium is basically like super metal. It's sort of like better than silver. So it's see, here's like some strangeness. See, this is like an idea of what the werewolves look like. So I think this turned off some people, but the Grimm fairy tales are not as big in Japan. So that's one idea of what the werewolf looks like. So the werewolves are kind of interesting in this. They even have the guy Lycan. And if you know Lycan, I think Zeus turned him into like a lycanthrope. And then you can see she's kind of like turned into the big hood. Big like little, you know, like a little thing over there. So she's basically like the werewolves aren't evil. They're humans. The humans turn into the werewolves. Then they get like a satiable for like, you know, human flesh and stuff like that. You can see some of the stuff in there. So yeah, basically I would say this is worth picking up. I don't want to really ruin it. It took me about an hour to read, I would say. But this was something that had like a lot of potential. And we never really got into some of the other stuff that he was going to go into, I guess you could say. Like, you know, because they mentioned like witches and werewolves and stuff. And so you could see some of the panel stuff. It's kind of hard to see, but you see the werewolves are like really sort of like more of a monstrous in this. Which kind of fits the Howling 2 a little bit more, because when the Howling 2, when they did it, they basically did a thing. And then you could even see they have like a hermit crab thing that like basically fights. See, they have like this hermit crab thing, and they have some stuff with this. There's like a super buff girl that they basically do, and there's like, I don't want to really ruin it, people, but you know, basically this tells you how to read it the proper way and stuff. You know, this girl was pretty popular, like when she got into it. You know, you could see they have like one of those buff females. So she's like really buff, and she generates like a lot of heat because of whatever reasons. I think she has like a curse on her too. And yeah, so you know, then they have like see, they have like the ironworks, which is like where they train and everything, and so it's pretty interesting. So you can see they have like this little ironworks depot, and there's like an interesting building and everything. So yeah, I would definitely say I would check this out. Kind of like this kind of made me not read the Galinta and Galuna thing, because I sort of saw that as like a basically like another one of those, like a, you know, like a Frosty the Snowman Japanese version. See, like that's like one of the wolves. So you can see the wolves look pretty weird. I don't want to ruin stuff because they can go into human form and disguise themselves. So I don't want to give away, but you can see. So yeah, they have like some weird, not like you'd imagine the classic werewolves to be. So basically, yeah, and then Lycan is like the main werewolf, and he respects the kid, even though he killed like his, you know, he just wanted to see his sons or whatever slain, and it was like a whole interesting thing. And you know, you could kind of see him probably showing the same things over and over. But like I said, I would pick this up if you like the Grimm fairy tales. It's like a thing for teens and stuff, but you could kind of see. So here's like when he's transforming into the wolf. But you could kind of tell he was like in the human form, and he's with somebody else, and yeah, like I said, I don't want to ruin it, but you can see the wolves have like some interesting forms. You see what I mean? So it's like a lot more like the Norse wolves and stuff, so I kind of like that. You know, I'm like into Nordic stuff, things like that. But yeah, so I already pre-ordered the other copies, and like I said, I would check this out. You know, he has like a special gun too, and the axe is special. So yeah, you can see that, like that's one of the werewolves in the human form, Dadus and stuff. So this is pretty cool. So he's like plotting how he's going to eat everyone and stuff like this.